Light heavyweight bout here. Kennedy Nzechukwu and Devin Clark plus 175 for Clark, minus 175 for Nzechukwu. Over under 2.5 rounds, minus 110 for the over, plus 110 for the under. My boy with the tree trunk legs, Devin Clark, coming in here off a big win in 2023 against Daun Jung. Got back on the winning track, which was exactly what I think he needed to do in there. He came in there as a plus 200 underdog and just pushed the wrestling, pushed the using his strength, man. He controlled him for 5 minutes of the fight and really just forced it to be a clinch control. Like, didn't want to stand and strike with Daun Jung, which was the right game plan. I think it's probably his best weapon here. Again, going against a guy that's longer, going to want to stand and strike with you. But it is in a bigger cage. And Nzechukwu, 6'5", 83-inch reach. I mean, the guy is a monster for light heavyweight. Tall dude. He's got good hands. He seems like he's consistently getting better. And he's coming off a 2-fight win streak. Second round knockout against Iwan Kutalaba, who had success in the first round, taking him down and controlling him. But he just kind of gassed out in the second round, got hit with a couple at the beginning of the second round, and Nzechukwu just put it on him and put him away. So if you're Devin Clark, the blueprint's there. I mean, if you can get him down and control him, use your strength, that's how you beat him. But can he do that? Will he do that? Is the real question. But at plus money, I got to say it's worth a shot for a 3-round fight. If you just win 2 of those rounds, controlling him on the ground, then I like his chances. But Nzechukwu, he's got more finishing ability. There's no doubt about that. What do you think?
Yeah, no, he's got to get to Kennedy early. He's got to take some of that power away, because Kennedy, with that size, power, and reach advantage, if Devin Clark can't get inside and take this down, I think it's going to be a really, really long night for Devin Clark. But in Devin Clark's last fight against Jung, man, he looked really, really good. He almost seemed like, he'd made a bunch of changes since that Mirzakhanov fight, and he looked like he'd been getting better. And he's a fighter that sneakily has 15 fights in the UFC, has a ton of experience at this level, fought all kinds of guys, power strikers, grapplers like Jan Kutalaba, Anthony Smith. I mean, Ryan Spann. I mean, the dude has fought top level guys. And Kennedy is the one thing that does scare me. I'm just going to, say it again, is that height and reach advantage. 83-inch reach. Devin Clark, 75. We saw this type of thing last week with Quinlan and Trey Waters. Quinlan just couldn't really get anything going. And I think it was the size and the reach of Trey Waters that was giving him all those problems. The one thing I worry about is Devin Clark's ability to get in on Kennedy. But if he does, man, he could steal rounds here. And like you said, all it takes is 2. It really scares me to take Devin Clark because he's been so up and down in his career. It's like he looks phenomenal one fight, and then the next he loses. He looked phenomenal in his last fight, so makes me nervous to see what he's going to look like this time coming out. But he is a strong dude, and if he can get the takedowns, I'll be watching that live bet and what the line's doing as the fight goes on. Because if Kennedy goes out there, has a good first round, but Devin Clark's having success at least getting to the grappling positions, I think as the fight goes on, Clark's going to have more of a gas tank than Kennedy, just from trying to defend all the takedowns. So if it gets past 1, it could get really, really interesting in my opinion.
Yeah, avoid the knees up the middle. If you're in Nzechukwu, you probably want to definitely got to stick the jab out there. You might want to throw some teep kicks up the middle, keep them off you. But Devin Clark, from the jump, you got to go into it. Like in that fight against Mirzakhanov, he didn't really go for it in the beginning with the wrestling, and it just kind of took over for him. Like Mirzakhanov just got in a rhythm, and Clark just couldn't do much with it. So it's got to be from the jump.